like what is happening right now.
Hey,
Because then you just jump online and people are like, what are they talking about?
talking about you.
Hey y'all, happy Saturday.
Talking about you.
It is the second Saturday. And much like when we were live and in person at the hub, we still are having class on second Saturdays. So we can connect with y'all. So happy Saturday. 2020 Diaries is entry number 5. You can see I got a familiar face with us. Aaron is all the time doing classes, and Cedric and I just appreciate what Aaron brings the conversation and to the table. And so he's here today with us. And really today is a check-in. We're talking about, how are you really doing? The importance of, asking that question with the intent of hearing what the person has to say. And being asked that question with the intent of being transparent versus the go-to, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Like, how many times a day are we asked that? And we had to tell everybody every day how we really were. Those would be some lengthy conversations, right? So we're good. We're fine. But today we're going to talk about, what that really means. I do want to, talk about Warm Line real quick, front desk, and I do want to, wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Whatever, your role is in this world, I believe that, we all have been that for someone probably. So even if you are a childless individual, maybe you have children that are not here on earth with us anymore, you matter. And tomorrow is about you also, regardless what some of your social media may say, because there are going to be some mamas who are mad that you get told Happy Mother's Day, but I'm one of you, so Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
All right, y'all. Warm Line. We got a Warm Line. It's free. It's confidential. It's open 24/7. You want somebody to listen to you, which is what we're going to talk about today a little bit. Give them a call. They're really good at that. They're going to ask you how you're doing, and they're really going to want to know like how you're doing. And that number's at the bottom of the screen, but it's 833-390-7728. Miss Kim is still manning down the fort at the front desk. It is a virtual front desk that she's doing from her home. Has been doing that for a year now. I believe it's been a year. That's wild. That's wild. Miss Kim is still manning it down. You need to speak to a certain peer support. You need information about PRN. You got a question about something. Maybe you just want to reach out to Miss Kim because you connect with her and that's your people, and we're cool with that. But she's available Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30. And that phone number's at the bottom again, but it's 704-390-7709. Whew, I feel like I'm getting good at this spin out number thing. That should be like a
operators standing by.
For real. Yeah, all right. So let's jump into it. And since we're talking about this today, I'm gonna go ahead and ask these two gentlemen with the intention of actually hearing. Like, what's up? How are you? Like, how's everything been? How are you really?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's so easy, right? It's so easy to go there. It's easy to go there. It is. Conversation ain't for everybody in your life. You don't need to tell the guests attending, when they say, "What's up, man?" What's going on in your life.
Yeah, because you have some people that, in reality, I learned as a child that when you ask them what's happening, how you feel, you better be prepared for a real answer, right? Because they're going to go in.
Right.
My big self-comfortable. They're going to go in, and you're really going to hear. So when you ask, be prepared. So if you are looking for a fluff answer, be careful who you're asking. Because if you ask the right person on the right day, you're going to be there for a while.
Yeah. I feel like that's especially true with individuals who are still living in survival. They haven't made it to thrive yet. And they're trying to find answers. They're trying to find resources. They're trying to find someone to help them. And so they're wanting to tell anyone they come across what's happening with them. And I have people in my life that are like that too, that they're just in their mind, in their life, they're living in a highly state of emotion. And they're trying to figure out what's next. And they don't know. And that's scary. I know for me, just when I don't know stuff. So I think there's a lot to individuals who you need to sit down and, make time when you're actually going to ask that question. But I think for most of us, it's easy just to give that fluff answer.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so important, and it's such a tool to build relationships with people. Even the people that we share a home with, our coworkers who we spend 40 plus hours a week with, the people that we're with the most in our lives, just to take the time to really that's even a relationship builder when I can sit down and have a conversation with my people. And Aaron and Cedric are my people. So when I ask them how you're doing, I really want to know how you're doing. And I know the same is true for them.
And that is true. So, I mean, you made a point that when you know your people, when there's relationship, there's an expectation that there'll be more than fluff. Because sometimes you get a little tick when it's your people, and you're like, hey, how you doing? Right. And all you get is, I'm good. Right. All right, give me more. Right.
I get a little salty. That's how we do it.
Right. Yeah.
Really? You good? Come on. Yeah, I just saw you out walking the block, so with Aaron. So I know you ain't good because you ain't talking about something. What's up?
You got your car with a tear in your eye. Come on, give me something.
Can't be, but I think the beauty of a relationship, I want to highlight being intentional. Yeah. When you really sit down, and I had this experience this week where I was intentional. I knew something came over to say, you know what, sit down and just say how are you doing, and really, really mean it. In my demeanor, in my actions, like, I had to make sure that I didn't look like I was just there to write down something.
I mean, and so how did you show, like, other than just not like having stuff out, how did you show that person? Because sometimes I can really be talking to you but be on my phone, right? It's 2021. I mean, especially like, I feel like anybody, but especially young folks, are very apt to legit be listening. I heard in a training here, I can't determine how someone listens. But when you were intentional, Cedric, what were some things that you did so that that person knew that you were like invested in this conversation, invested in that relationship building?
I put my legal pad, I put my writing pad, my tool away. I zipped my laptop bag, I put it down to my side, I just sat there. And my body language, I went in. It was like I just dove in and I said, you know what? I even took a deep breath. I said, man, how you doing? And I gave him that. I gave him a minute. I let it just sit there. I sat there and I said, how are you doing? Because sometimes you can find yourself running and, you're moving fast and you're trying to really get the quick answers of how you really doing. You don't really get thorough information. And from the gestures, from my body language, from my approach, I was able to receive new information that I didn't know about this individual, provided the time frame that I've been supporting him all this time. And I walked away feeling from that visit, I walked away feeling like, wow, check-ins are so important. And they can take a relationship to the next level. And you can earn valuable information that'll help you be a better support to that individual.
Not just that, but I feel like you earn trust, right? And my dad, one of his, and I say it all the time, I was in courts for a hot minute, and it was always one of the things that I would tell my folks in court. But trust is the first thing that you lose and the last thing that you get back. He also said that love is given and respect is earned. And with respect, there's trust for me. And I think it's so important when these simple things that really can build that trust with people, but it not only affects, how that person feels about things, but like, I know, like you were saying, I walk away like, man, it was really cool to like get to know this person a little bit deeper, to build my relation. Now we're connected at a different level. And that's really cool, especially, if my intent is to have a relationship, right, with this individual. And I know we hear the word relationship and a lot of times we think of, a romantic relationship, but I just want to remind, folks listening, that relationships are numerous and various, and we have all sorts of relationships in our life. And some of them are romantic and some of them are, platonic, and some of them are just associative. I have a relationship with the gas station attendant. I see that person once a week. I go to the same place. It's an associative. We talk about, what's up? What you got new going on here? Do I want to buy some candy to support the police officers in Annapolis? I don't. So, even that is a relationship. There have been times I've taken time out of my morning because my thing is to go in on my way into work and get gas or, get my drink or whatever. But there have been times when she's not busy, Christy, how are you really? Like, what's going on in your life? And that gave me the chance to learn that her husband just got out of prison. Oh, cool. He did. Let me know. This is what I do. I can support and I can, give resources. And I did that. And he actually got a job because we worked together and I was able to help him with some lived experience. But I was able to find out she just got a new puppy, and that she was training him to be a service animal. And she was excited about these things, but wasn't able to tell anyone about them because no one was really there other than her partner to say, how are you, Christy? Especially at work, I feel like. So even those associative relationships, building those is important for me sometimes, because this is someone that I am seeing every, day almost. Because I go up in that thing and get me a Diet Coke every day. Y'all know I show up in the Diet Coke, right? It's full, but that Diet Coke's there. So this is a person I see every day. And she sees me every day. I walk up in there in my PRN gear and my change agent gear and my, whatever I'm doing to represent who I am, my life, whatever. And there have been times that she's genuinely said, "Hey, Amanda," because we know each other's names. How, what's going on? What do you do? How have you? What's happening? And Christy, it rained yesterday, and I got a leak in my roof, and that's messing with me. And she was able to help me with resources too. Not that nothing's fixed, so we still got a roof leak, y'all. But I think that sometimes things are so fast in my world, I forget how important it is just to stop. Just to really stop and invest in that next person. And not just what it does for me, but what it does for them. I've just invested a piece of myself in someone, and that could have changed their life. I waited tables for a long time, and I had someone come in, and I waited on them, and I just gave them my normal spiel. Hey, my name is Amanda. How are you doing today? What can I get you a drink? And all those things. And I love working with people. I don't like people, but I love working with people, right?
It's a difference.
There is a difference.
Make sure we stay.
There is a difference. But so I enjoy doing that. And that person came in the next day with another one of my shifts. And they said they came up to the server station. They said to me, "I just want you to know that your kindness kept me from driving my car off of Blake Lemon Bridge yesterday." And I thought, it's that simple, y'all. And that's really what a check-in is sometimes, is just investing just 30 extra seconds in somebody, to let them know that they matter in this world. Because a lot of times I can walk around feeling like there's only me in this world, even though there's billions of people, right?
Can I jump in for
I wish you would.
Like double dutch?
Yeah, jump in.
The first thing I want to say is I was sitting upstairs. I've done a lot of my classes in conversation since I've been back, not working from home and here on the grounds. And I was sitting upstairs today saying, "Wow, I want a different scenario. I want a different backdrop. I'm loving it out here." That's the first thing I wanted to say. This is I'm digging this. But here's something that I've learned over the years, as far as this flow of conversation, that there is a distinction and a difference between an interaction and a relationship. And that many times we have interactions with people, right? Yo, what's up? Hey, how you doing?
Right.
That's an interaction. A relationship has a word that one of you just used, and that's investment. And then there's also a process, because relationships, like all things that are sustained, there's a process to it. And there are certain things that go with building relationships. Relationships are built. They don't just happen.
Right.
They're built. And so I started thinking about, as you mentioned, what your dad said about trust. I have a slightly different take about trust and respect, but it's on those same lines. I personally think that, and this is a sidebar, but I personally think that respect is given to everyone. You can lose respect. I don't think you have to earn my respect. I don't think I'm that person that you got to earn my respect, but you can lose my respect, right? So you'll get that out the gate. But if you have the opportunity to lose it.
I feel that.
But you get that. The trust is something that you must earn, to me, because trust is a part and a variable of relationship versus interaction.
Yeah.
I can have an interaction with you and I don't have to trust you, right? As a matter of fact, when I come to the store, I'm gonna keep checking my wallet because I don't know you, right? To make sure it's there. And so, but once we've gone through the process of building a relationship, I'm not gonna check when I'm around the two of you to see if my wallet is still in place. Why? Because we have gone through that process of building a relationship. Those components of consistent, authentic, transparent communication have happened. Those situations where we've had opportunity to build trust because someone has put their name out there, their word out there. You've done what you said you're going to do. That we have intentionally created space where we're not hurting each other and we're listening to each other. Those are things that go into building a relationship. I don't have to have with an interaction, right? My niece or my daughters can bring someone home that in reality that's your friend. So I'm like, hi, that's an interaction. I don't know you, you don't know me. But over a period of time, if we put the work in and be able to build through that process, then we can say we have a relationship. Then I can be surprised, I can be hurt, I can be disappointed by things that are done, because those are the things that are the results of a built relationship. If I just have an interaction with you, I can't be disappointed. I can't say, I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed at the guy at Walmart.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. You've been to Walmart lately.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I haven't in a year. I haven't in a year.
So you're a little remote from that situation. Let's use another example, though. But no, I pick up what you're putting down, Aaron. That's true.
And I think that helps us in relationship. I think that helps us in interaction. Because here's the thing, right? When I have an interaction with someone, if there are some issues in that interaction, if you say something that I don't like, I can't resolve it as if I would resolve a relationship. I really want to cuss, but if it is an interaction and you come at me the wrong way, you don't pay my mortgage, you don't pay my car note. It ain't that deep. I don't need you in my existence. However, but when there's a relationship, now because there was a process of building it, there is a process of correcting it. You flowing with me? Absolutely. Yeah. I can't go home
or demolishing it.
Or demolishing
it. All relationships aren't worth repairing.
No, absolutely.
Let's say that
because some only have a season.
Yes.
Right. Some only have a season. Right. But if I'm putting in the process, if I'm creating this according to the process of relationship, it's a relationship. But part of what I try to help us all with is the distinction between the two, right? I ain't speaking to him. Well, y'all don't speak anyway. You only say hi once a day. That's not a relationship, right?
That was a great point.
Yes.
Because it even helped me think about how what the beauty of our work, our job, and being a supporter, and how I take value in fostering and building healthy relationships. That's why that check-in was intentional.
Right.
And so from that check-in, I was able to gain information, gain that relationship. I felt it went to another level.
And you get to build on that.
Cool, right? So you can
build on.
And now we're working towards
feeling, more built and less just.
I left that home. Cool. I left feeling like, yeah, man, this is it. This is where we're going. Yeah. And so now we're working on something way different. Now we're working on getting him to see this. Now imagine what that may do for him as a person, as a dad.
Right.
He's missed out on that opportunity with his son. And he told me, he said, I just don't want my son to be a lot like my family. Mm-hmm. He said, but I do know that my son likes a lot of the things that I like. And knowing this individual, he's very different, just a different individual, but he's who he is. Mm-hmm. So he was able to highlight, and he was able to say things to me like, I know people think that I'm strange. I said, no, I said, you're not strange. I said, you are who you are. You're not strange.
And if you are strange, you got the right to be that.
You got the right to be strange.
I am.
Right.
You ain't the only strange one, honey.
It was such a
strange, no strange.
It was just an open conversation. And I so appreciate, I appreciate the fact that I was thinking about this individual that day. Mm-hmm. And I really was intentional about sitting down and checking in.
Yeah.
And so that takes, now I know I need to do that more often.
That word.
Intentionality.
Intentional.
Yeah.
That's the word.
I want to jump in real quick and just check in with Facebook and stuff because we got some comments and I just want to check in with people. Let's see. When we were talking about ways to let people know that you're listening and that you're actually invested in that conversation, I said that eye contact was one of the ways that
Travis.
And that's an excellent way. I'm a little neurodivergent, so my eye contact may waver, but it's there. Yeah, I'm there. I'm listening, and I enjoy when people are listening to me and make eye contact. That is a good one, Travis. Thank you for that. Roberta's checking in, says good morning.
Yo,
Aaron with an E is here. Good morning. Kim P is here. Good morning. Roberta says that she always feels like she will trust you until you give her a reason not to. That she's been told that she is too trusting. I feel that, Roberta, and that's okay because we need people in the world that aren't doubters and that aren't, so jaded by experiences and by people and traumatized through experiences and people, because that's the reality too, that they're able to openly trust, because that may be the first taste of trust that some people ever have. So that's not always a bad thing. It can be hurtful, and it can be hard to be that person in this world. But you're appreciated. And she's
different levels of trust.
For sure.
Yeah, different levels.
For sure. I mean, hopefully, this you're not as trusting that you're giving people your social security number and bank card, on day one. But if you like me, if they get your social, they don't have a jacked up background, and I think I have 47 cents in the bank. So I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do, right?
They just inherited the problem,
right? Thank you. Now, and then she said Eric has feed too, so you got Roberta's permission. So thank y'all for checking in. I appreciate that. Keep the comments coming. Let us know your take on relationships and what it means to you when people genuinely listen to you and ask, how are you? When people invest in you, and how does that make you feel?
Can I jump on that word investment also? Right.
So we got 2 I's: investment, intentional.
Hey, listen, it's probably
we got a 3. Your ears think it's 3.
Yeah, my thing is 3. But here's the deal with investment. I use this analogy often. So you drive by someone that's holding a sign that says "We'll work for food." Well, you go into your change jar in your car and I made this 1,000 times, and you hand them $2, $3. You're not really investing. You're helping. So you can help anybody, right? It does. You can help anybody, but it's a whole different realm when you begin to invest. So that same scenario, a person says "We'll work for food," and you pull up and you say, "Hey, get in the car," and then you take them to get a haircut, and you take them to get a shower and a shave, and you help them get some new clothes, and you now you help them put a resume together, and then you start calling people in your Rolodex that's an investment. And many times, again, with the distinction between relationship and interaction, at times we begin to invest in people that we don't have a relationship with. And so watch, when the investment goes south or when the investment doesn't happen, now all of a sudden people who you don't have a relationship with are blaming you for things in their life. And now we have resentment and getting our feelings, right? All because we couldn't distinguish between relationship and interaction, because investments are not on the interaction side, they're on the relationship side. And that's very important. Now, you can utilize investment to take interaction to relationship. But again, you must understand that if things go south because it wasn't a relationship, you can't try to resolve an interaction like it's a relationship. Right. So all of a sudden you met someone you've been picking with for 3 weeks, but things go south. And now you're trying to resolve it like it's a relationship. Well, you don't call me anymore. Well, we were only together 3 weeks anyway. I don't even know your middle name. I don't even know your birthday. Really, we're just kicking it. So we have to be careful and use those words, because words have meanings, and be able to place them in a position that, here's the deal, allows us, number one, to build if we want to build, if we need to build. Sometimes an interaction is supposed to literally be just an interaction. So when I say what's up to you and I get a yo, what's up back, that's all it's supposed to be. Everybody's not designed to go, so tell me all about you. Everybody's not designed, every interaction is not designed for that. And so we get to help ourselves when we can make that distinction.
Roberta says that that she's did that before, that she's made the investment in someone that she didn't have a relationship with, and for her, and I don't know how that continued, because I wasn't part of her comment, but for her, it made her feel like she was doing something led by a higher power, and sometimes doing those things does feed us,
Mm-hmm.
and is something that, if you're a higher power believer, that you may feel your higher power is calling you to do. But in that same respect and response, your higher power may also, use that situation to teach us other things as well. My higher power gives me and other people personal decisions, right? And then there are consequences based on those personal decisions. Those consequences can be positive or negative. So, my lesson through that and someone else's decisions or my decisions in that investment, Roberta, may be, I may get hurt, but in that there may be some seeds planted in that person's life that they may think about me in 20 years when they're on a path of, now they've got a 6-figure job and they've been, holding down a home for 10 years. And they may say, well, I remember, Amanda, they might not even know my name. They may say, hey, I remember that girl with the green and brown hair said A, B, and C. And, yeah.
Change agent girl.
Yeah, I mean, that girl in that first office at that building, I don't even care if you know my name because it's not about, even that. But
Absolutely.
planting seeds is something that happens too. So there's all sorts of possibilities of things that happen between relationships and interactions. I feel like one can easily move to the other quickly.
Absolutely, it can.
That shift can happen very quickly. We think more about those interactions turning to relationships and relationships turning to interactions. But there are people in my life that I used to have relationships with. And now I walk down the street and what's up? Or I see them in Walmart and I try to go down the next aisle. That's reality too.
There's a purpose and a season for everything.
For everything. Yeah. And I just had an experience with a sibling of mine where our relationship now has converted over to me just being an interaction. It's got to be, based upon, you said something, Aaron, you have to be careful with words because words do hurt, but now our relationship that once was is now where I have positioned myself to have to interact with her from afar.
Yeah.
And that really took something from me. Like I had to learn. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the value of just being mindful of what I say. In the midst of a conflict.
Words carry power. Words are very powerful.
And then also it made me realize, like, man, you know what? We're all human.
Yeah.
We're all on this journey at different levels from within. And so it really took something out of me to have this conflict with myself.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but I also had to have conflict. I had conflict with her son, which is my nephew. So, but he and I had check-ins. Before he left the house, we sat down. And I don't know why this is coming up, but we sat down and we had a check-in with each other. He gave me some information. He said, I've been struggling here.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know it. I'm just highlighting. I'm just very, very thankful for the spirit of discernment and my compassion and my drive and my ability to go there and ask those questions that people may not ask. That can give me valuable information to take our relationship to the next level. So that individual can thrive, because I'm already thriving as I'm sitting there gaining some knowledge and helping this person express themselves, learn more about themselves. I can't wait until next week. We sit down and I follow up with the young man and say, hey, when you ready to go see your son?
Right.
Because I'm going to try to help you get there.
And there's I want to chime in here also. There's a E, not an I. Expectations, man. Right? We, in this conversation, just thinking about the transparency and conversation, which started with you talking about the conversation you had with the young man. Oftentimes we carry expectations into, for me, again, balancing interaction with relationship, and then even in relationship, understanding what the expectation is. I've come to believe, and this is the gray hair talking, I've come to understand.
That's why we got him on here today.
I've come to live through, understand through my lived experience, these things in relationship. And one is that I must taper or be very careful of the expectations I put on other people. We often, and this is just human behavior, we often have expectations for people to bring something to our lives, but we just should not have that expectation.
Yeah.
Um, Expectations of somebody to make me happy. That's my role in my life, to make me define my happiness. You can bring you to it and you can enhance what I already have, but you shouldn't have, I shouldn't have an expectation on you that this is your responsibility to complete me or to make me happy or whatever that looks like. So with expectations also, as I'm sitting down, just being able to share in a conversation, um, many times I try not to have an expectation. However, the deeper the relationship, or the more mature the relationship, or the more grown up, or the more I'm invested in the relationship, it's hard not to expect you not to hurt my feelings, right? But I do also expect
or
you
not to be a shitty person, right?
Right.
You know, like
those
just
are
be a decent person.
Yeah, right. But now,
oh.
We still can't be knocked down.
Okay.
We're back.
Bam. Okay.
Bam, it is. We still got people on.
I think they can still hear us. I don't really know how that was working, but it says we're still live from then because we're at 33 minutes, 27 seconds.
All right.
So, I mean, I don't know if they heard. Oh, good hand, Cedric. Yeah. I don't know if they heard us or not, but yeah, let's keep rolling because this conversation is good.
Well,
I don't think
y'all missed some really deep stuff while y'all were going.
Right.
So y'all just got to catch up and get the CD. We selling CDs out the trunk of the car. Right.
Hold on. I'll be the one selling CDs. These guys aren't doing it. History has proven that that's not a good place. Like,
I'm all right with it. I'll tell you, I'm all right with it. I did it before. I used to sell T-shirts out the trunk of the car. Cops roll by, they're on sale. Get some. Take some down to the precinct.
Buy one get one free.
Take some to the precinct. Hey, look. One thing they don't create in me is fear. Caution, yes. Fear, nah.
Oh my goodness. Right.
Hey y'all missed us, man. We've been laughing and talking and loving on us, and
we have. Sorry, my
ribs.
Computer died. All that, technology's real.
So if you're out there, chime in. Let us know that you're there.
I won't be able to check it because we're doing a little different. But
well,
yeah, still check in. Oh, this is why I love my people. This is this is why I love relationships.
Mhm.
This is why I love the people that I have invested in. Even though, we talked about expectations. I don't know if y'all got that or not.
That's deep. That was deep, y'all.
But if you didn't, these are people that I do have expectations on because our relationship is there, and regardless of that, I've not been let down. I might be irritated sometimes, but there's never been disappointment there for me, or any of that, and I just these are the people that make relationships worth building. And I want to encourage, if you haven't found people,
Nice. That was good. Okay.
I want to encourage you that if you haven't found people like that in your life, look at your network. So your social life is one of your 8 dimensions of wellness.
Yeah.
And relationships are part of that. And you can build that. And a lot of PRN videos talk about how to build relationships. Jane talks about that. Actually, she just talked about it on Wednesday in her relationship class, how to build relationships. I know that Evelyn talks about relationship building. I know that, Sharon talks about it. Aaron talks about it. So definitely go and check out some of the other stuff if you have, some questions about how maybe you could build relationships with people in your life. Because they're not always easy, as Cedric said a minute ago, but they're definitely worth it.
Investment.
Yeah, that investment is definitely worth it. So yeah.
And
Jump in.
henceforth and forevermore. But listen, gangs, on the real for real, be able to distinguish between relationships and interactions, and try to move the expectations that we have on other people off of them. And even be careful how we gauge expectations of ourselves. The expectation is to treat people kind and treat people nice and treat people the way you would choose to be treated. And other than that expectation, it is what it is. And we're in our right now, or as Jane would say, our current now. And so right now, here is what we have. We don't have tomorrow yet. It ain't here. And yesterday is done with. So we have right now. So the expectation is that every time I have the opportunity to be nice to somebody, I will. And every time I have an opportunity, and that begins with myself, right? That begins with who I see in the mirror in the morning, and move it out from there. And that's why loving ourselves is the greatest part of that authenticity in conversation. And go into conversations as we started this thing, right? Just one man, one vote, as a check-in, to really see how people are doing and to be available. And if all it is, hey, I'm good, then let them know. Then if you're good, I'm good, and I'm gonna love you. And if you want to talk, I'm here, right? And if they want to dig in a little more, then give them the time to dig in a little more. And let's not be abrupt and fart people off as if they're not important, because we all are. And every little bit that you get from someone is a little bit that you add to the next little bit, and it just makes the planet so much better.
Yeah, it really does.
So I didn't mean to go there, but I meant to go there.
Well,
that bird has been stalking me since last week. I'm telling you, for real.
I was checking him out too.
Yeah.
I was too.
He grabbed the worm by my foot the other day. I'm like, don't you know, like, I usually stomp and birds fly, and he's like, no, I'm getting this worm.
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Birdie worm world.
We all trying to survive, whatever that looks like. And if you're trying to survive right now, I just want to tell you, you're doing a good job.
Absolutely.
I just feel like I need to throw that out there. I feel like, affirmations and encouragements. One of the things that I've really got used to telling people in my life is that I appreciate them. Now I gotta actually appreciate you, but I tell people, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. That I use that a lot instead of thank you. I appreciate you. And to watch how people just change, like when you tell them you appreciate them, is like really cool. I about threw out a cuss word or two.
Roberta said we got the green light.
Right.
I know, but Denise might say I don't, and that's where it matters. So I did not. Hey, Denise.
Hey, DG.
I don't even know if she's here, but just in case. But yeah, that for me, that's the way to invest in not just relationships, but just in people in general. And I think that you can invest in both. I think that you can invest in relationships and that you can invest in encounters.
Absolutely.
And I think that they're both worth investing in. I think DJ Khaled would say there's levels to this shit. So, I enjoy doing that to strangers, though, also. Just, and things like, I appreciate you. Things like, have a great day. Those are ways that I intentionally invest, or both of those I words together, in community, and people. And I receive a lot back when I do that as well. People smile back. People thank you. And that sometimes is all I need just to make my day like just what it needs to be, right? Man, my mind is wondering. So we have a blackberry bush. Well, it's not a bush. I thought blackberries grew on bushes. Apparently, it's trees. I don't know.
Isn't that what you said the other day when you saw the bush? I was like,
I grew up in the country. That shit grew on bushes. Yeah, that's the wildest thing I've ever saw. But we have a tree, that has blackberries. And I'm wondering if that bird is really stalking that tree.
It's
or
our new normal.
If it's you.
Well,
or if it's the tree.
He's testing me because growing up in North Philly, on the basketball course, they call me Big Bird in the community. So this bird is coming and he's stalking me to see, hey, are you really the Big Bird? Are you the one we've been waiting for?
It makes you think of March of the Feet. No, Happy Feet.
Happy Feet.
Happy Feet when they go and see like the head penguin in charge. Are you the one?
We don't digress, y'all. This is actually the celebration, which I will be talking about on Wellness with Wells at 1:00. This is the celebration. We're outside.
Was a ruthless plug.
Hey, that's what I do. I've got this marketing thing down. So we're celebrating because we're outside doing this thing, and we're close to each other, and we're talking, and we're safe, and we're enjoying what we've been given, and that's each other. That's this beautiful, beautiful landscape and property. And it is just this world. And it's you. We're celebrating you. And so, Cedric, you kicked this off, man. Just being able to sit down and really dig in. Hey, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is going on? And what's going on right now is that I'm with two people I care deeply about at a place that I actually absolutely care deeply about, and just sharing with people that we care deeply about. I think that's the nectar of life.
Well, I think, another twist on investing and being intentional, COVID, right, has brought a lot of strain on being intentional.
Yes, it did.
And being available and building relationships with, people we don't live with directly or even work with. I mean, because even through COVID, I was in constant contact with my coworkers, even more so than, some of the other people in my life, right? Because we had to figure out how we were going to keep this thing afloat.
Yeah, I talk to you 11 times a day.
11? What? Understatement of the century. 11 is today, a year later.
If I wasn't texting, I was calling, and then I'd email if I was at a computer.
Right, but we've learned that there are other ways to invest in relationships and to be intentional. And, we can do that through phone call, through text, through, I think throughout COVID, Aaron set up a virtual family reunion, and,
sure did.
And, that was another way to invest in those people and places. So if you're still feeling that anchor of COVID around you, like you can't invest in relationships because of that, just know that you definitely can. If you need support around that, you're welcome to reach out to us, and we can, help give you some ideas. We can talk you through some of the things that we did, share that lived experience, because we know how valuable that is. Yeah. That's always my little ending, right? Yeah. I had to check my brain to make sure there's nothing else there that I need to spit out. Yep. I can.
And the period is
It is, yes, is the period. You're correct. You're correct. Well, guys, y'all got anything else you want to add today?
I'm just thankful I was invited, and so I'm good. I had an invitation today, and here I am with two people I care about, talking to people we care about, and I'm good. So that's it for me.
Definitely appreciate you being here, Aaron. You always, Cedric and I called him yesterday, and I was like, hey, it's second Saturday tomorrow, right? He was like, yeah, I knew, but I didn't know, but I knew. Because there was a situation when we started this Jimmy Jam that... Anyways, so Cedric's been a little more conscious about it. And I said, well, I totally forgot. I hadn't heard from you, so I invited Aaron with an A to come join us today. And he was like, yes, score, because he's out. There's always good conversation there.
That's kind of
So, yeah, we definitely always enjoy... I always connect with Aaron anyways. I have since day one. He's who I go to for a lot of things. But I think he just brings a lot of good stuff. And it may be the grayness in the beard that provides that. Or I don't know. But I just truly appreciate, like I said earlier, the relationship that these people offer me. And I hope that you have people in your life like that. Just know that I appreciate the relationship that we have built throughout this hour of time together. I appreciate the relationship that we have built. If you're coming back and you have, watched classes in the past and connected with us, because that is a relationship builder for me anyways. I'm sharing lived experience. Y'all share lived experience. Sometimes I'm crying. Y'all know how I get. I'm trying not to get emotional. It's going down, y'all. It's going down.
She has big teardrops too. They like,
yeah. Oh, the ugly cry face too.
The bird, he's just fearless. I'm sorry, y'all. We have this.
Got him one. Oh, we gotta go.
Another one.
We gotta go, y'all. We gotta go. We're intrigued by this bird. We appreciate you. Have a great Saturday.
Hey, Wellness with Wells, 1:00. Come on, we're talking about celebrating ourselves today.
Oh, nice.
So come on and hang out.
Yeah, I might go there and enjoy. Who knows? All right, y'all. We'll see you later.
Peace out.